even have to go and listen to the stories from the ancestors. Just carry your phone. You will see a woman on the internet saying the things that she's going through. Sit down and analyze reality. Wake up to reality. A few days ago, I overheard a conversation between a young girl and her friend, and she was talking about her work and how the day went at work. And then she made a statement. She said, I don't think work is for me. I can't wait. I just pray that God blesses me with a rich husband so I don't have to work. And then she said that so confidently. And she's not a child, by the way, she's an adult. She has completed school. She's not serving. Okay, so she's probably around 23, give or take, 22, 23, give or take, right? And then she made that statement proudly. And that sentence is a deception that women have fed themselves, and men have also believed it and used it against women. Hi, pod fams, and welcome to another episode. If you're new here, hello, my name is Benari Bello, and on this podcast, we talk about important topics that drive conversation and also help with self-development. We also tell stories of our followers and subscribers, of people that want advice on a particular topic or situation. So do well to join the family so we can reason together. I promise you, you're not going to regret joining this podcast, fam. That being said, without further ado, let's get right into today's video. Let's continue the topic. Okay. I'm going to break this conversation into two segments. The first one is, do housewives actually work? Okay. Secondly, for how long will they work? If they work or if they don't work, how long do you think that would realistically last? Is it forever, or would there be changes at some point? Okay, and what type of change would that be? That being said, let's first talk about the difference between being a housewife and being a stay-at-home mom, because I think those two words are misused most of the time, but they don't mean the same thing. They are not the same thing. Being a housewife basically means that you want to stay at home and take care of the kids, take care of the house. You want to contribute in the domestic aspects of the relationship or the family. Okay, that's your contribution. Anything that has to do with the domestic work, anything that has to do with you not having to leave the house and go and bring money financially. You're not part of the financial support. You're doing the other part. I don't want to use the word just because it's not a joke. The second one is stay-at-home moms. Usually stay-at-home moms are moms that stay at home and basically they still do domestic work, but most of them they employ people to do that. They work from home. The key word is they are mothers that work from home. They work, okay? They bring in financial support as well, but they don't go out there to do that because they're also trying to oversee the things that are going on in the household. So that's the difference between a housewife and a stay-at-home mom. That being said, let's go back to the original conversation that led us to this two definition. Now, do housewives really work? The irony of the sentence or the statement that she made on the call with her friends is the fact that she said she doesn't want to work. Office work is not for her. She basically just said work is not for her. She would like to live the baby girl life as a housewife, and she couldn't have been so far from the truth because housewives are one of the people that, in my opinion, they do the most work. They don't just bring life and risk their health, their body, and all of that, because every mom does that, right? They go ahead to hold down the household. They go ahead to be the sole parents that raise the kids, that instill values in the kids. You know, I made a video one time, a very long time ago, saying that a lot of girls that aspire to be housewives feel like they don't need to do any work, inner work. They don't need to be better as human beings because they're like, oh, all I need to do is train my children. But what exactly are you training them for? If you've not even trained yourself, if you're not even a better person, what are you going to instill in those kids? So in my opinion, people that want to dedicate their lives as housewives are actually the ones that have more self-development to do, because you cannot give what you don't have. If you're empty, you're going to raise empty kids. So you have to do a lot of work because everything they're going to learn is majorly from you as the domestic parent that is solely at home. Because if you're choosing to be a housewife, then that means your husband is primarily going to be outside looking for daily bread, looking for money, financial support for the family. So you're basically the sole parent that would instill values in those kids. Okay? I think I digress a little bit, but this is still part of the conversation, so I shouldn't really say, oh, I digress. So, yeah, you're gonna work. I honestly don't know who sold this narrative to women that being a housewife is just a very relaxing thing to do. You know, the sad part about being a housewife is that you're gonna work, but that work is not gonna be appreciated. First of all, because statements like this are being made by young girls and men. Oh, what does she do? All you do is stay at home and just do this and just do that. Oh Lord. Especially when you have kids. Kids will drain you. They are, there's a word I'm looking for that's not common. Kids will drain you. They are constantly going to be in your space. You're constantly going to be attending to them. If there's, it's a 24 hours work without rest, without pay, and without acknowledgement, because the society do not acknowledge housewives as they don't acknowledge the value and the work they are putting in, and the value they are bringing to the society. And that's why everywhere is chaotic right now. Women don't want to be housewives because, yeah, why would I want to do work that I'm not going to be valued or recognized for? So yeah, you're going to work as a housewife. That is that notion that you're not going to work. You're going to work and you'll be invisible at the same time. They're not going to see you unless if you have one of the 1% of the type of men that know and see the value, okay, in you being a housewife. But if I'm being honest, most people don't. Even that man that's probably going to see the value at some point, he might start to think that, oh, why are you just not bringing money? Unless if he's so rich that even if you're going to be bringing money, it's going to just not add anything to him. So maybe, but an average man in 2026, where the average salary cannot feed a family, at some point he will look at you like a burden. Over to the next point. How realistic is it for a housewife never to work a day in her life? I mean, work that will actually bring money. Okay, maybe starting a business or having to go look for a white collar job. Either way, work outside the house. Okay, work that actually brings money, whether in the house or whether outside the house, whether it's a business. Sure, work that's gonna bring money. How realistic is it in 2026 in a world where an average salary cannot feed even the person himself, not to talk of when he has family? Now, this is the gag, okay? This is what happens usually. And we all know it happens, okay? I don't need to start bringing up statistics. If you're observant of your environment, which you should be, and if you think and see things and analyze things, you know that this happens. What usually happens is that during the dating phase, you're dating a man. Let's say he's earning 200,000 naira at that point. Okay, it's just him. He has an apartment. Maybe he's paying around 500k in a year for that apartment. So he's like saving 50k every month, or roughly 45k every month for that apartment. And he has like 150k left, and then he's like giving you like, let's say 50k every month, and he's just buying you share. Let's say he's giving you like 70k every month, because Nigerian men actually do spend a lot of money on their women. We'll give them that. They actually do that. Okay, we're gonna acknowledge that. So let's say he's spending like 70k every month on you, and you're just living the baby girl life, and he's, and you're also under your parents at that point. So your parents are taking care of your feeding, you're living with them, everything is just up happy and rosy, and you're just a baby girl, And then you get married, you move in with him in his apartment, and everything is still chill and nice, because now he's still feeding you, and he's still like buying like shawarma every time he comes back from work, and everybody's just so happy and smiley. The family is blossoming. But then the first child comes, and now he's still earning 200k, don't forget. Now the first child comes, there's pampers to buy, there's Cerelac to buy, there are the clothes to buy, the child falls sick every now and then. Responsibility starts to pile up. Let's even assume that he's such a great man and he has been saving for a long time. But after like 2-3 years, the savings have finished. Okay? Now your first child is probably 2 years old in year 4 of your marriage. Probably your first child is probably 2 years old or 1, and you're probably expecting the next one. Okay? Now, responsibilities are piling. You're a stay-at-home, you're a housewife. You don't have a job, and he's still earning 200,000 naira. Because where is he going to get a higher job, paying job? Let's even say that you people are so lucky. We're painting a scenario, right? Let's paint a better scenario. Like he's even earning. Let's say he now gets another job, or they promote him, and now he's earning like 250K or 270K, right? Now, the responsibility that have come is more than that 270K that he's earning. At some point, the money he's giving you before reduces, drastically reduces. Let's say he was spending like 70K on you before, then he starts spending like maybe 30 to 20K on you, and then you start realizing that, oh, you don't have new dresses anymore, new bags. You have to go for on a maybe for a friend's wedding. You don't have nice things to wear. You don't make your hair often. You start looking tattered. Not because your husband now hates you, but because now he has more responsibilities on his hands, right? But then you just keep going, okay? You still want to be a housewife, and things just keeps going. Now, second child have come. Everything have finally ended. He's barely giving you 5K every month because he honestly cannot afford to give you more than that. He's stressing now. Okay, he's stressing on how to pay more bills and all that. Things are no longer as rosy as 5 years ago when he was just the only two of you chilling and just dating each other and having fun. And then things start to get strenuous on him. Okay, and on you too, because now you have less money to spend to do the things you need to do, less flexibility. You're not getting shawarma every night anymore. So strain is on everybody, financial strain and all that. And then he starts to resent you because you start to see you as a burden. Like, why do I have a partner that's not bringing money? Because if this woman is working, maybe she even get like 100K job. We will now be a household of 350K. That's gonna be better for both of us, right? Right. Now he starts to think that way and starts to resent you a little bit. Now you yourself start to feel like, oh, you don't have anything, you don't have clothes to wear, you don't have any savings, you just broke basically, and you don't want that. You're always begging and asking him for this, asking him for that, and he can't even give you because he doesn't have it. You yourself start to feel like, you know what, I need to get a job to at least buy the things I need for myself, not even for the family, but for myself. Okay. Now, this is the vicious circle that happens because now you're going to get a job. You will now get a job, and then you see that domestic work that you were doing, you still continue doing it. Oh, you still continue doing it. See, the highest is probably you get people to help you, and then you pay them from the job that you're doing. But basically, you are going to be the one to fund that domestic work that you're employing. Okay. So now this is how it goes. And if you can't employ the person to help you with the children and the house chores, you will do it yourself. So now you're now doing the domestic work, and you're now doing that white collar job that you want to run away from, or that business that you don't want to run because it's so stressful to work, attend to people, deal with people. I want to live the baby girl life. You will now still do it and also be a domestic worker in your home. Now, this is where most women miss it, and I don't get it because in 2026, I would not be looking for a man that's going to take care of my bills 100% because after 5 to 6 years, it will translate to you doing the domestic work and also doing the financial work for yourself. And that's why when some men say that, oh, they want a traditional wife, and I'm like, okay, if you want a traditional wife, do it well. Because really, a man that wants a traditional wife is supposed to be paying the wife enough money every month to take care of herself and be fine. Because what happens is that the woman usually will have to start working for the things that she needs. And then the man starts to feel like, oh, you're still not bringing money for the house because you're not bringing money for food, you're not bringing money for rent, you're not bringing money for the gas and other things. So you're still not helping me. I'm still the 100% provider. No, you're not. If you're not paying your wife enough to not have to work, you're not fully a traditional man. And then they would not want to do domestic work, which will now fall on the woman. So now you're doing domestic work and you're taking care of yourself. That is not a traditional household. That is a woman sufferhead household. Because now the man is still, he's not adding any responsibility on himself. He's only doing one thing, which is working his job and providing for the family. That's his children And it's not even his children, because usually the woman will still have to bring money that concerns the children because she loves her children. She will buy clothes for them. You know, if she's going to work or she goes to the market and she's, oh, I just got my salary, she'll maybe buy like extra clothes for them, extra shoe for them, or something for her children. So you're taking care of the domestic work 100%. Okay. You're also taking care of the children and yourself. The man is only taking care of the household and himself without him taking care of domestic work. So it is such a dangerous place to be, saying that you want to be a full housewife and you want to marry a traditional man. You may suffer because 6 years down the line, that traditional line that people think, oh, I'm only going to do domestic work, he's only going to bring 100% of the money. It's not going to work unless if you don't plan on ever having kids. As long as you plan on adding extra responsibilities to the household, the dynamics along the line will definitely change. So please, you should stop deceiving yourself and stop throwing that very detrimental, ignorant sentence around that, oh, I want to be a housewife so that I'll just sit down and relax and be happy. You're deceiving yourself and you're going to pay dearly for it on the long run. So yeah, I think that's basically the end of this conversation. I just wanted to let people know that that fairy tale ideology of being a housewife and enjoying is a myth. Unless if you marry a very rich man, you know, a man that his money is enough to make everybody really comfortable, you know, 24 hours lights, children are going to good school, a car for you, everything is fine. He's giving you monthly allowance of like 100k, even 50k self. You know, it depends on the level of you people's level of living. There's a word for that. Quality of living, right? I don't know. It's escaped my mind. So yeah, depending on people's level, even 50k per month can be very good. You know, you still be able to handle, be at peace and make your hair every 2 weeks and buy some clothes and buy some shoes and, you know, be happy as a woman. Get pad for yourself. You don't have to be begging and, you know, you can save some money and feel like, oh, I'm okay, you know, and be happy. But how many men can give their wife 50k every month after 3 kids or after 2 kids? They have to pay for school fees for the children, food, sickness, shelter. You will now have to. Yeah, I even forgot, Seth. You will now have to leave that your 1 bedroom flat that he was staying before, that he was paying 500k for. He has to live there and get like 2 bedroom flat because now he has 2 children. Let's stop deceiving ourselves, please. I beg. You are adults. Sit down and think. Think about the future. Think about decisions that you're making. Think about life. A lot of people don't think because there is no logical reason why a 23-year-old girl would be making that kind of sentence in 2026 where there are informations all around, examples all around. You don't even have to go and listen to the stories from the ancestors. Just carry your phone. You will see a woman on the internet saying the things that she's going through. Sit down and analyze reality. Wake up to reality. Wake up and stop all these nonsense fairy tales that you are filling your head with. And later on, you will not be regretting unnecessarily. Wake up to reality. Pick your brain from the floor. Pick it up. Pick it up and use it. Okay. I honestly think I'm done talking. Over to you guys. What do you guys think? What's your contribution on this conversation? Do you think I am thinking too much or I am wrong? Do you agree with me? Let me know in the comment section. Let's continue this conversation in the comment section. I would like to hear people's opinions, and I'm sure other viewers would like to hear your opinions as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Don't forget to like this video, also share to your friends, and of course, comment. Bye. Thanks for watching. I love you guys. See you in the next episode.